but M told Spice that she reportedly, allegedly, that she knows somebody who can do it. Cut long story short, the link make, the contact make, and that person who Spice was informed could do it. People, there's some other things, you know, I'm not going to the other thing, them, whatever. Because even when I go in, people are going to beat me about it and say, well, you shouldn't do whatever. So, we just like you the bare bones. So, when them link the person now, and the person that do the surgery, like plan was made and thing, and supposedly, allegedly, it was in the Dominican Republic, and they went down into the Dominican Republic, and the surgeon do it. Allegedly, reportedly, after the surgery is completing, you have to go to some sort of like a recovery room, or you're required to stay there, and in a recovery, post-surgery type of thing. So in a recovery room where there are certain protocols and procedures that must be implemented there in order to ensure that the recipient of the surgery is in the state that they should be, right? And apparently this is standard protocol. Like, once you do your surgery, you can't just get up and leave. Like, this is a standard thing with the surgeons. You have to be there to do it, for them to do the post-surgery part of the whole process. Supposedly, allegedly, Spice never stay in the recovery place where I guess the surgeon dictated, or I don't know, the hospital or the location or whatever. And apparently some sort of Airbnb was rented for them and things. So Spice, and we understand that. She not go on their own, regular people. Privacy is important. The more you become known and them something. So, she had her own space, and apparently she went back to her Airbnb. And then while at her Airbnb, she started not feeling well, and that just got worse, got real bad, real bad, where she had to be rushed to the hospital, and allegedly, reportedly, after she was rushed to the hospital, she was in a terrible state, and supposedly she was, experiencing multiple seizures, and it was determined that this is quite serious, and that if the appropriate intervention is not exercised, that she could well have passed, right? That is what supposedly the medical professionals determined. Allegedly, reportedly, the surgeon who did Spice thing, like Spice was a third person he has ever done. Again, these are the reports, So clearly the surgeon is not experienced if Spice is only the third person he has ever done. And allegedly, reportedly, what they found was that while he did the surgery, on some level he had punctured the intestines of Spice. The intestines, people, as you know, it carries waste matter. It's almost, the intestine is where you eventually pass out. And we gotta keep it real. It's where you eventually do out, right? And that form of excretion is relieving the body of toxic matter that, were it to stay in the body, that will, resulting, in that person being sick, and eventually, and can eventually pass away. So that is why the body excretes, through, a urinal mechanism, peeing, or through, excreting fecal matter, feces. So apparently the surgeon reported they never know what him do. And must go punch one of spice. Not one, but well, I don't even know if it's a one, but punch our intestine, because the intestine, maybe just one intestine that is just long, right? But I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor. And that resulted in the matter seeping out into her.